If you're serious about long-range hunting, golf, or survey work, you've probably noticed how quickly the price jumps once you start looking at range-finding binoculars. One minute you're comparing $300 units, the next you're staring at $2,500 setups that promise both glass clarity and yardage in one device. That middle ground where you don't want to compromise on optics but still need reliable distance data is exactly where the Swarovski 8x42 EL range lives. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. What makes this unit stand out isn't just the Swarovski name or the 8x magnification. It's the fact that you get premium binocular optics with a built-in laser rangefinder that actually works in low light, something a lot of cheaper combo units can't pull off. If you've ever tried to range a deer at dusk or read a flagstick in fading light, you know how often standard laser rangefinders give up. This one uses Swarovski's proprietary angle compensation system, which adjusts the yardage based on the angle of your shot. That's not a gimmick, it's the difference between aiming uphill and dialing in the wrong holdover. Now, let's talk about who this is really for. If you're a weekend golfer who occasionally needs yardages or a hunter who mostly shoots inside 200 yards, this might be overkill. The EL range is built for people who need both optical excellence and precise ranging in one tool. Think tournament-level golfers, serious long-range hunters, or land surveyors who work in varied terrain. The 8x42 configuration gives you a wide field of view and decent light gathering, but it's not the brightest glass in the Swarovski lineup. In dense forest or deep canyons, you might find yourself wishing for a 56mm objective, but for most open country scenarios, it's more than adequate. One thing that surprised me when researching this was how often people underestimate the eye relief. At 19.2mm, it's generous enough for eyeglass wearers, but if you're used to shorter eye relief scopes or binoculars, you'll need to adjust your cheek weld when using the rangefinder. It's a small thing, but it can throw off your first few shots until you get used to it. Also, while the unit is waterproof and fog-proof, the laser emitter isn't rated for heavy rain or submersion. If you're out in a downpour, you'll want to keep it covered, something that's easy to forget when you're focused on lining up a shot. Where this binocular truly shines is in its integration. You're not switching between two separate devices, you're using one high-end optic that does both jobs without the bulk. For someone who carries gear all day, that weight savings is real. It's not the lightest range-finding binocular out there, but it's far more manageable than carrying a spotting scope and a separate rangefinder. And because Swarovski's glass is consistently excellent, you're not trading clarity for the rangefinder feature. The coatings reduce glare, and the color fidelity is true to life, which matters when you're trying to distinguish a buck's antler from a branch in fading light. That said, there are trade-offs. The laser rangefinder has a max range of about 1,300 yards, which is solid but not class-leading. If you're pushing long-distance shots regularly, you might find yourself wanting more. Also, the angle compensation is automatic, but it's not as customizable as some aftermarket ballistic solvers. If you're the type who tweaks your drops based on specific loads or conditions, you'll need to do a little math on the side. It's not a deal-breaker, but it's worth knowing up front. So, who should skip this? If you're a casual user who only occasionally needs yardages, a $400 to $600 rangefinder paired with a good pair of binoculars will cover 90% of your needs at a fraction of the cost. But if you're someone who values seamless integration, top-tier optics, and reliable ranging in one device, this is where you stop looking. The EL range isn't cheap, but it's not just a luxury item either. It's a tool that performs consistently in the field, and for the right user, that's worth every penny. If you're still on the fence, check out the link in the description to see the latest pricing and specs. For those who need both clarity and precision without compromise, this is the one to own.